Hey there, welcome to CoinVantage. In our two-part series, we're going to dive into the history and current world of Bitcoin and other online currencies. So sit back, relax, and join us on this digital money adventure. If you're new, don't forget to click the subscribe button, and our regular viewers, your likes and shares really help us a lot. Let's get started. In 2009, a man named James House showcased an extraordinary ability to glimpse into the future. He ventured into Bitcoin mining long before most people even knew about the cryptocurrency. James managed to accumulate 7,500 bitcoins during a time when each coin's value was less than a fraction of a cent. Eventually, his girlfriend convinced him to cease mining, citing some bothersome noise produced by the mining computer. Sadly, James later discarded the hard drive, a decision that has now cost him over $400 million. In 2010, Laszlo Hanyecz made a rather memorable Bitcoin transaction when he spent 10,000 bitcoins, equivalent to $35 in today's value, to purchase 2 pizzas. While it wasn't the very first Bitcoin transaction, it garnered significant media attention. Today, those 2 pizzas would set him back $500 million each. Stories like these add to the overall mystique of the Bitcoin phenomenon. Its rapid growth and widespread adoption, especially in recent years, have been truly remarkable. Yet, the origins of Bitcoin itself are a fascinating narrative. The fundamental concepts underpinning cryptocurrencies may have existed longer than you realize, even though Bitcoin is a relatively recent form of digital value storage. So the question arises, where did Bitcoin originate and who is the anonymous individual behind the revolutionary idea? Take a moment to relax, as the second and final part of this series will delve into the answers. Many people still believe that Bitcoin is just a passing trend, a potential scam, or an idea that will disappear as fast as it appeared. Because of fake cryptocurrency schemes like the BitConnect and OneCoin, not to mention illegal transactions on Silk Road, Bitcoin has gained a bad reputation in recent years. However, more and more people are realizing that Bitcoin has a potential beyond this negativity, which is a positive development. Our current economic system is causing growing distrust among the public. The continuous printing of money, rising food prices, and increasing bond yields are signs that inflation might be on the way. Throughout history, the long-term value of regular currencies has tended to decrease, so it's natural to expect some challenges ahead. Back in 1984, economist Friedrich Hayek, who won the Nobel Prize in Economics in 1974, said, "I don't believe we'll have good money again until we take it out of the government's control. Our only option is to introduce an alternative that's hard for them to stop." While Bitcoin has its flaws, it largely achieves this goal. And as you'll see shortly, it's hard to stop. When you make a payment with a bank card at a store, the store contacts your bank to check if you have enough funds to cover the cost. After confirming your funds, the bank deducts the required amount from your card, updates its records, and charges a service fee. But if you were to remove the bank from the system, who would ensure the integrity of the transaction records and prevent any tampering or fraud? Relying on a single person for this role isn't practical, but having faith in a collective group of millions is more feasible. The goal here is not to maintain a centralized record. Instead, copies of transactions are distributed worldwide. In this updated approach, every owner of a transaction record is responsible for documenting each transaction. Businesses don't need to check with other banks. They'll look at their customers' records to verify funds. Record keepers keep their records current, and if a transaction is found fraudulent and doesn't match other copies, it gets rejected. These record validations are done by a network of computers, not individuals. Since the decentralized network ensures its own integrity, there's no need for intermediaries like banks. This means no banks, no server shutdowns, or block payments. Transactions occur directly between individuals. While transactions can be tracked, they can't be halted. Miners, using their computers to solve complex equations, keep the network running. They mine Bitcoin in blocks, each containing recent transactions. Similar to pages in a record book, miners receive Bitcoin as a reward for their work. Just as there's a limited supply of gold, there are only 21 million Bitcoins to prevent depreciation, a concern with fiat currency. The last one will be mined in 2140. So, what makes Bitcoin valuable? Its value is essentially what someone is willing to pay for it. That means that in theory, the price could drop to zero if confidence is lost. While this is possible, it's still an intriguing concept. Some argue that Bitcoin's trustworthiness and practicality as a network are what give it value. There's no fixed value for something like this, making it a subject of ongoing debate. The question here is how Bitcoin stays updated. Since Bitcoin's source code is public, anyone can propose changes. It's a misconception that the code has remained untouched for the past decade because regular maintenance is unnecessary for smooth operation. Bitcoin improvement proposals, known as BIPs, are used for this purpose. BIPs are documents suggesting changes to the network's core functionality. However, to prevent someone from adding a code that says give every person a single Bitcoin, there must be a 95% consensus among the latest 2,000 miners. Essentially, it's an electronic voting system. The significance of Bitcoin's creation lies in the mining of the first block on January 3, 2009. It contained a message, The Times, January 3, 2009. The chancellor is close to approving a second bailout for the financial sector. This hints at Bitcoin's purpose as a response to a troubled financial system. Just 9 days after the first block was mined, the first Bitcoin transaction occurred between Satoshi Nakamoto, Bitcoin's creator, and another cryptography enthusiast. It involved a substantial amount of 10 Bitcoin, but there were no exchanges to establish its value then. This made the sum effectively worthless. In July 2009, Satoshi Nakamoto announced the creation of a new economic system on a cryptography mailing list. Hal Finney assisted in fixing bugs and enhancing network security during Bitcoin's early days. However, the story of Bitcoin doesn't start here. To understand its origins, we need to go back over 20 years to 1983. In 1983, American cryptographer David Chaum was already researching electronic currency, a concept he explored with a group known as cypherpunks, advocates for privacy using cryptography and computers. Think of them as digital librarians. David's idea was to create a more secure and anonymous way to conduct business, leading to the development of the blind signature protocol, the foundation of modern blockchain technology. David continued developing his concept, and DigiCash was established in 1989. Notably, Nick Szabo, a prominent cryptographer, worked at DigiCash and played a significant role in the cryptocurrency industry's early stages. In 1993, DigiCash introduced their eCash system, enabling secure and private online money transfers. David's motivation for eCash was to address the risks associated with online credit card transactions. However, the US government saw digital cryptography as a threat at the time. Early cryptography enthusiasts had to hide their work due to this. Similar to Bitcoin, eCash gained significant interest from users. Bill Gates even reached out to David Chaum, offering $100 million to include eCash in Windows 95. David turned down this offer and others, driven by his belief in the importance of his work. In 1996, he stated the difference between a bad electronic cash system and a well-developed digital cash will determine whether we have a dictatorship or a real democracy. David lost control of DigiCash due to internal conflicts, and the company was taken over by external investors. DigiCash attempted to pitch to financial institutions, but most preferred to stick to profitable credit cards. In 1998, DigiCash filed for bankruptcy, marking the end of the first wave of digital currency. In this first part of our two-part series, we've explored the interesting story of Bitcoin and its early versions, and we've talked about the people who came up with these ideas. Join us in the next episode on CoinVantage as we continue to look at digital money and how it works today and how it might change the way we handle our finances in the future. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to stay updated on all things related to cryptocurrency and finance. Please consider subscribing to our channel, CoinVantage. Don't forget to hit the like button if you find this information useful, and share it with anyone who might be interested. Your support helps us keep creating content like this. Thank you for watching.